win. The famous words of Hillary Rodham Clinton, who didn't get it done last night. This is Downright Sports, and I am Brent Reed. And a day after the election was yesterday, and we have a new president. As the TV comes on, and the old president, well, the current president, is finishing up. The country made a decision last night. So we'll dive into that right now with Downright Sports' must know news, and no bigger news than the Donald J. Trump wins the presidency. A guy who everybody said would never win. It's impossible. He can win. He's a racist. He's a this. He's an idiot. Well, he won. And enough of the American public believed in him to win. Donald beat her. I mean, if it was a basketball score, it's a blowout. He beat her 289 to 219. From the time they started counting votes, it was never close. Like, it was never, like, she was never 10 points behind. It was like he just had a lead and he never looked behind. She did win the popular vote, which matters to nothing. So basically, people like her, but she didn't win the votes that mattered, and that's the electoral votes. So Donald Trump will be the 45th president of these United States, a man who's never held public office, never served in the military. Literally, the closest you could relate him to is probably Ronald Reagan, who was an actor. Anyway, let's talk sports. The Cubs won the World Series. It was last week, but it's still a big story this week, ending a 108-year drought. They won in dramatic fashion. Game 7, top of the 10th, hits a home run, game gets closed. But Cubs win, everybody's happy. The world can rejoice. And finally, just across the wire, Tony Romo is eligible to play. Hasn't played all year because he's injury prone. And Dak Prescott from Mississippi State pretty much has been carrying the team. The Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken, are 8-1 for the first time in a long time. And the conversation's been, when Romo's ready, he'll come back. Well, that may be put on the back seat right now because Dak is balling, and Dak is balling out. 7-1, I was off, but they beat the Browns last week, which is the Browns, and this current coming up week, we have to see the Cowboys. Do they play? 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 They do not play. So the Cowboys, no, the Cowboys do play. Why can't I find them? Sorry, guys. I will find who they play this week. Oh, here it is. They play Pittsburgh. Just in time, too, because I'm about to finish the segment up. They play Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, who's always notorious to have a good defense. They play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. If Dak loses this game, this could be the opening Tony Romo wants or needs. I still say kick his butt to the backside, let Romo go be the next quarterback of the New York Jets, have one good year, and that'll be it. Other than that, Tony Romo, done in Dallas. I'm declaring it. FYI, I told everybody before this started Donald Trump would win this election. I didn't vote. I didn't vote at all yesterday, and I know people are going to watch the show and go, what? It's a long story, but I said Trump would win, and since I'm in Virginia, Hillary won Virginia, so it's not my fault. All right, Downright Sports with Brent Reed. Downright Sports, I'm Brent Reed. This is the topic of the day, and I feel it's important because I do a silly 12 to 15 minute sports show, but the leader of the free world, it's important to discuss this. Barack Obama just literally said we all root for Trump's success right now. So it is true because we have to, if he's president, we should back him because if he messes things up, it affects us ultimately. So, at the end of the day, the American people voted him in. That's how our country is settled. I know everybody wants to cry. May be something wrong with me because I took glee in looking at the emotional responses for the people in the background last night when, like, I never seen that before. Like, when they found out Hillary lost and Trump won, like, their faces was just like, or, it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Like, you knew one of the two were going to happen. You knew there was one can only win, and I think so many people just thought it was in the bag. Hillary was going to win. I'm going to be real. Here's why she didn't win. Here it is in a nutshell. She was conceited. And we've seen this song and dance before. We all knew she's the people don't like being told who to vote for. Everybody was told you're stupid if you vote for Trump. Hillary's the choice. She has the most experience. She has this. She has that. You know what this was? This was a high school. This was a high school election where you got the jock, the quarterback, the guy who's confident and dumb as a bag of bricks, running against the valedictorian, the A+ student, does her homework on time, has perfect attendance, and she's got plans, she's got goals, she's got it mapped out, and the other person is basically saying free pizza in the lunchroom every day, recess for everybody. That's pretty much it. We're simple-minded folk. We don't care too much about facts. Facts don't matter. Not to the average person. And the average person lives in the middle of the country, lives in the red states, lives in the South. So many people take, the New Yorks and the Californias and the progressive areas as that's what the country is. It's not. The country is small, rural, farmers, people who are afraid that they're losing their jobs, people who are afraid they took our jobs. Sorry, people who are afraid that there's a boogeyman around the corner, people who are afraid somebody's coming to steal their guns. Fear wins out all the time. If I could figure out a way to scare people into watching the show, I would have the number one watch show on the internet. But I have to, you know what? If you don't watch this show, somebody's going to kidnap your children. Simple enough. And you should watch the show because I'm the guy that's going to stop people from kidnapping your children. I'm running on that platform. I'm Brent Reed and I approve that message. But it's an election. It happens all the time. I think the biggest thing that come out of this is these celebrities, these people who have sat in rooms with Donald Trump, drank from his wine, lived in his hotels, lived in his apartment complexes, all saying if he wins, we're leaving the country. You're full of shit, is what you are. And all of you are, and it's. I joke because I kid, but nobody's going anywhere. Donald Trump is president. If it was true that he had absolute power, Obama would have been able to pass half the stuff he wanted to get passed, but he couldn't because there's a system of checks and balances. There's Congress, there's the Senate, there's the House of Representatives, there are governors, mayors, people to put a block on some things that people come outrageous. Plus, what's the worst that can happen? He sells the country. I mean, okay, that may be the worst shit that could happen, but I don't see it happening, and we should be all fine. Let's relax. Let's pump our brakes. It's the day after. I know we all were drunk last night and was prom, and then we woke up and we're like, I don't know you, and how did I sleep with you? That's pretty much how everybody's feeling right now. Anyway, that has been the focus topic for today. We're going to take a small, quick, fast break because it's the internet. There's really like a second in between time, but I need a break so I can regroup. Movies and video games when we return. Downright Sports. Movies and video games. Downright Sports with Brent Reed. For the first time ever, I am entertaining a guest, the man who gave me the courage to come back and do this again, the host of Worldwide Sounds Radio. You can catch it on iTunes or Google as your podcast goes. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only DJ Chase. Chase, say hello to the iPad.
What's up, world?
So, movies and video games is a segment where, if you've seen the show, I normally talk about either a movie or video games. The other day I was driving in the car and I was talking to Chase, like, what has happened to the hip-hop movie? Krush Groove, Backstage, Belly, and Chase, you're my hip-hop guru. Where are the movies, man? Why don't the guys act no more? Like, we got Empire. I want to slit my throat. I don't do Empire.
Well, the reason why we don't have it is because we got a bunch of spoiled rich kids running the music business.
True, and it's just, I mean, because, remember, all right, they kind of consider, like, Paid in Full, they said, I researched it last night, what's considered a hip-hop movie, right? Friday, Paid in Full. I didn't really see those as hip-hop movies. I always, like, like the gritty guy who was trying to put, like, in Krush Groove, it was like a play on Def Jam. Let's put it together. Like, we never got, like, a Cash Money movie. You know what I'm saying?
No, we have a Cash Money movie.
What Cash Money movie?
Bowler Blocker.
Ball. Wow, I never seen that.
Yeah. That came out. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but it's not now. Like we need something. Well, there's no hip hop labels now. That's why.
Yeah, there's no hip hop with it.
Yeah. No, we could get one. It'd be we could get a What was that movie? What's the Rick Ross's group? We could get a what's Rick Ross's team's name? I can't think of it.
Oh, Maybach.
Yeah, we could get Ross. Wouldn't you want to see a movie where Rick Ross is acting and Meek Mills is acting?
Well, no, the problem is these rappers tried to become Hollywood actors instead of being rappers actors.
True, and a lot of the rappers are actors anyway because none of them live through the shit that they talk about.
Yeah.
So when we're going to get the DJ Chase Worldwide Sounds movie?
Sure. When I tell them no, I get it, sell some records first.
Well, we can just talk. We just talk lies. We could do one where that you're the world's biggest heroin dealer. We can make that happen. Actually, you remember the movie idea that you came up with a few years ago, where you were the campus security?
Yeah.
We could do that one.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
That's what's up. So yesterday you didn't do a show, and I guess it was because of the election. Are you doing one next week?
What, a radio show?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm in the mood for it, I haven't really been in the mood to do it.
I feel, but you got to, because the world got to hear. All right, so if you don't do one, let's tell the world now. What do you think of your new president, Donald J. Trump?
We'll see what happens. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did you vote for Trump yesterday?
No, I didn't vote at all.
Oh, so you like me? You didn't cast a vote at all.
Yeah, my vote. I actually was late to register for voting.
But Hillary won New York, so
Register for vote. I just don't know where I'm registered to vote at.
you're registered, dog. I told you through your driver's license.
No, I said I don't know where I'm registered at.
Oh, you don't know where your precinct is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you that. It's probably somewhere in Harlem. Where'd you get your license from?
My license is registered in Harlem.
Yeah, so your precinct was probably in Harlem.
Yeah.
It's all good. Anyway, Chase, thank you. Thank you for joining. We got to get you back on next time so you can talk about Russell Westbrook and the NBA and what you think.
Oh, no. I talk about basketball now. Don't talk to me about music. music sucks now. I talk to you about sports all day. James Harden putting up Jordan numbers.
James Harden, I got Westbrook winning the MVP award, but James Harden I forgot that he got Mike D'Antoni as his head coach. And Mike D'Antoni...
Because I said, you know what's crazy, not to cut you off? I said Mike D'Antoni coached the Knicks. And look how he's coaching in the Rockets right now.
Because James Harden is James Harden's gonna be the second coming of Steve Nash. I'm calling it right here. Because Harden wants the ball in his hands and can bring it up court. When D'Antoni coached the Knicks, he ain't had no point guard. And Carmelo is not a point guard.
Yeah.
So, anyway, if you want to see Chase and myself, we're going to be trying out for the Knicks soon since the NBA is just handing out free money. So,
Yep, the Knicks, I'm trying out for the Knicks and the Lakers.
No, I'm going to try out for
just to be good sport.
No, I'm going to try out for like the Charlotte Bobcats. The Hornets. They're not even the Bobcats no more.
Yeah, the Pelican. I might try out for the Pelican.
Yeah, they suck. Anyway,
try out for the Pelican.
Chase, thanks a lot, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
See ya. All right, everybody. That is it for the show. We actually went over. I never do 5 minutes on music, on movies and games, but it's all good in the hood. A little longer show today. A little more, no editing. Just make it happen. Captain. I'm Brent Reed. This is Downright Sports. And remember, stay black.